Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint 290 review. This was a normal 2-week sprint. Let's get started. I'll start with the overview, Gilbert on the UI, Adam on providers, and Joe on the platform. There were 168 PRs merged this sprint. And of the PRs closed, 21 were enhancements and 15 were bugs. And over to Gilbert on the UI.
Thanks, Jason. So for the UI, we had some bug fixes. Osavod fixed the initial render state update in the router form edit mode. Osavod also had provider form fixes and the storage, and we had the storage type ordering in the UI fix. I fixed a bug with the tables that are non-sortable having active headers. For the enhancements, Andy converted the role form from RubyHaml into React. Andy also converted the edit priority order of domains from Haml to React. And as a follow-up here, Andy converted the get domain refresh form to use the API. I had a PR to convert our PXE tables from Haml to React, and Andy converted the application settings region zone tabs and region server tabs from Haml to React. Next slide. For other peers, Asavad had cloud provider Cypress refactoring. I did a PR to delete some old some old code that we no longer needed. Asavad updated the provider form Cypress to verify, validate, and submit. I had a PR to fix namespace React issues after a dependency update we made. Jason did a PR to add the Slack webhook URL for failures on update your unlock. Asavad upgraded our Jest version to V30. I had a PR to fix various lint errors, and Andy did a follow-up PR to consolidate zone tab tests into one test file. And Asavad had a small styling fix to fix the button spacing on edit forms. Next slide. So going back to our bugs, the fixed storage type ordering in the UI, this is the before and after. You can see that the order of the fields was moved in the after form with the storage type field. Next slide. The fixed non-sortable tables PR I did, before you were able to still click on table titles even if the table was not sortable. Now it's more clear that you can't really click on these disabled fields. Next slide. Converting the role form from Ruby into React, Andy did this conversion. You can see the before of the old Haml form on the left and then the new React form on the right. Next slide. And he also did the priority order of domains form conversion from Haml to React. So before we had the old form on the left, the after with the new drag and drop component on the right. Next slide. The convert PXE tables PR I did. So before we had these old Haml tables that were being shown on the PXE server summary pages, I was able to convert these into React on the right side as seen there. Next slide. And Andy converted the application settings region zone tabs from Haml to React. You see the old Haml tabs at the top of the page on the left and the new React tabs on the right. Next slide. And then a similar PR, but this one for the server tabs. Andy converted the Haml tabs on the left at the top of the screen to the new React tabs on the right side. And I think that's it for the UI. Next is Adam.
Thanks, Gilbert. For providers this sprint, we are now in Flow returning an error for failed HTTP requests. Previously, this would look like the state was successful, but the error payload would be in the response. Now we're checking the return status code and returning the appropriate state's error message according to what AWS Lambda would return for their built-in HTTP. So you can add error catchers based on which HTTP errors you're looking for. We also fixed a bug where SIGTERM wasn't sent to child Docker or Podman wait processes before exiting. This would leave the Docker wait process running even after the worker had exited. This wasn't a problem on appliances because the whole slice was taken down, but if you're in dev, they could start to build up. For core, we fixed a bug with object URLs having the incorrect path based on a URI join issue. So we got that fixed up for URLs in the context. And finally, for embedded Ansible, we fixed a bug with the credential ID and provision workflows was behaving weirdly based on whether it was a single value or an array with the ID and the name. And fixed a bug with no method error being called, sorry, abort job was being called, which raised a no method error when provisioning was failing. And next slide. For Power HMC, we fixed the problem with the LPAR guest power operation always being marked as enabled. The previous code had overridden one of the base methods that we were using to check if something was able to be acted upon or not based on whether it was powered on. And so it was just being supported in all cases, regardless of whether it was powered on or off. So we got that fixed up. And finally, we fixed an unexpected return in host support blocks. So the supports feature was the Lambda that had a return jump in it, and that was causing errors when you went to check on the UI. That's it for providers. Over to Joe.
Thanks, Adam. For platform enhancements this sprint, Aservad added factory methods for storage and core, and Andy added an assignment prefix for tags on configured systems in the API. Next slide.
Oop. There you go.
Okay, thanks. For bugs and maintenance this sprint, in pods and the container repos, Brandon reverted the temporary UBI 10.2 lockdown after the issues were resolved in newer UBI images. In container HTTPD, Brandon fixed the EL10 container image tag name. He also removed mounts due to an overlay issue that was missed in earlier pull requests in pods. Adam set the time zone for journal D specs in ManageIQ loggers. Jason replaced the TZ environment variable with time.useZone for tests in ManageIQ loggers. He also fixed running tests on Mac OS in loggers. He also updated net IMAP for CVE and schema, and he cleaned up awesome spawn usage in core. Next slide, and back to Jason.
And that's all for our Sprint 290 review. Our next Sprint review 291, it will be on July 8th at the usual place and time. And I'd like to thank all the presenters today and all the contributors to ManageIQ. Thanks, everyone.